Hello, class. This is the character animator editing project. So I figured I'd put together a quick walkthrough tutorial because I realized that this is actually pretty complicated. So I just want to quickly walk you through some of the beginning stages and some of the little details that might be hard to figure out on your own. All right, so here are the instructions. For those of you guys unfamiliar with Adobe Character Animator, go ahead and click on this link and it will give you a demonstration of what it does. But as a summary, basically the purpose of Character Animator is it uses a webcam to create a motion capture of whatever Photoshop puppet you have open. All right, so what we're going to do is customize a puppet. You're given template puppets, and I want you guys to customize your own puppet. Of course, you would need Character Animator to actually use the motion capture, but this lesson is about customizing the puppet. All right, so our learning objectives: how to edit Character Animator puppets in Photoshop. I want you guys to identify the parts of the puppet that are separated on each layer, and the big thing is avoid disturbing syntax code that is used for Character Animator files. So if you erase one of the commas, then it will no longer communicate correctly with Character Animator and certain parts won't move. All right, so you want to leave the syntax, anything with words, basically, punctuation, you want to leave that alone. All right, but what we're going to do is you guys are going to download a template puppet, and I have the download link here. So just click on that, and when you do click on it, you should be able to go to this page, and then you can double click on characters and you'll get a list of characters. All right, so I'll download Seth and I'll download Julie. All right. So you guys can download those. Also, for the 232 students, go ahead and download some images of clothing or body parts like hair that you want to use to replace the existing clothes on the template. So just to quickly go over that. So for example, I'm going to replace my character template pants with jeans. So I went to Google, and you guys know how to do this. You guys are going to look for HD images of jeans, and it'll be better if it's full length as far as the jeans. Don't cut off the jeans because you want the complete picture of the jeans so you can use it to cover your puppet. All right. Remember to choose a large photo and make sure that it's copyright free. All right, so I'll just choose random jeans and download those. Great. And then I also did the same thing with the blouse. I wanted to replace the shirt. So I did a little search for blouses, found one. And because I left the requirements the same, these will all be large and copyright free. All right, and just found a blouse and downloaded that. Okay, so that's just to get you started. The next thing you want to do is open up Photoshop. Actually, before Photoshop, once you download your file, in my case, Julie, I want you to duplicate that file and name the duplicate Altered, and then whatever name you want to give it. I gave my duplicate an altered name of Rhonda. So just to show you what that looks like, I downloaded Julie, and then I made a duplicate of Julie. And you can do that either just by copying and pasting. So you can just copy and then paste. And my copy, I renamed it Rhonda or Altered. All right, so I want you guys to do that. Great. So now go ahead and open up Photoshop and make sure you have your characters in their Character Animator project folder. And then what you want to do is in Photoshop, go ahead and open up your altered puppet. In my case, that'll be Rhonda. And now we want to begin altering, excuse me, I'm sorry, you guys, yeah, yours will be whatever you named it. Mine was Rhonda. In our case, let me just show you what the original looks like. So let's go to Photoshop. Here's what it looked like originally. This was Julie. All right, so I'll go to File. And then actually just to give you guys a preview, what we're trying to do is alter it. And I'm going to put my jeans on and a blouse on so that Julie becomes Rhonda. And I've changed her complexion. And just to show you quickly, if you look at all the body parts, you're going to just explore with trial and error, basically turning different sections on and off to see where they are. That's how you have to do it, to explore and figure out how your specific puppet is laid out. All right, so I found the different body parts for my character and then replaced that layer with the images that I downloaded. But we'll walk through some of that. And to change the complexion, I just want to show you how that's done. So I just went to Head, and I found it by trial and error, just turning it on and off, and then I knew where it was. And then on that layer, just double click and choose an effect. The effect I chose was Color Overlay, and you can turn it on and off. All right, so when it's on, you can choose a color by clicking on that effect, going to the color palette, and then choosing what color you want the character to be, or complexion. So in this case, you can see that I could also make her complexion lighter. Make sure you record what the hexadecimal number is for the complexion, because you'll need to copy that and also use it for the hands. So I'll hit OK. And then I changed the opacity so that we could see the texture of the face. Because if you leave it solid, that's what it looks like. It looks like paint on the face. But we want to have some transparency so we can see that texture of the freckles and the underlying complexion. All right, so that's how that's done. I'm just going to cancel that. And those are some effects that you can use to change the complexion. As far as the clothes, all I did was I went to the section that had the body parts, and I just replaced it with the image. All right. Okay, so that is a summary pretty much of what you'll be doing. And I thought that might help, just in case it seemed a little too complicated initially. And just to go back, also, if you notice that each layer has syntax, you see, for example, the different parts here of the hair have a plus sign in front of it. Do not change any of this wording or syntax. Character Animator uses that as information and commands. All right, so don't change any of the names on the layers. Just leave all that syntax alone, but you can actually change the images that are on the layer. All right, I hope that made sense. All right, so let's just open up the Julie that I downloaded and created. So I'll just go to Open and go to my copy of Julie here. Open that up. There we go. So now I have my Julie, and we can change that to Rhonda, because you guys are going to change yours to a different name. So I'll do a save as and change it to Rhonda 2. All right. So this is going to be my altered puppet. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the clothes also so we can see that. So I'll go to Open, and I've downloaded jeans. There's my jeans. Open my jeans in Photoshop. And there we go. And the first thing I want to do is put on new jeans on Rhonda. So the way we're going to do that is you guys are going to use your selection tool. Select the jeans, but actually before that, let's go ahead and Control J and then hide the original. All right, and now I'll just select the jeans and put a mask on that. And I'll hit Alt or Option just to get rid of the white background there. And now I will just select the jeans, Alt to get rid of the selection or deselect the white area. Okay, and so now I'll make a mask by hitting my mask button here. And there we go. All right, so now what I want to do is bring the jeans over to the Rhonda project. So we'll go to Rhonda, and we'll look for that layer where the jeans are. So here it is. For mine, it is the body. And I will bring the jeans and fit them right over the body. All right, so let's go back to jeans. Grab our move tool and let's go ahead and move this layer. And we'll just go up to the Rhonda tab and then come back down to the document window and then release. And then you have the jeans here. And I'm just going to move that layer closer to the body layer. There we go. All right, and you can see, looking at it, it is a little too large, so we'll scale it down. I'll hit Control T. Scale this. And bring the jeans over. Still a little too big. All right, and then I'm going to change the order just so I can see the jeans. I'm going to put the jeans on top. All right. Control T. It's just a matter of me trying to size it correctly or scale it correctly. And I'm just going to match the waist size for now. Okay, that's pretty close. Then I'll hit check. And we can see that the legs don't cover the original position of the original legs. So what we're going to do is use another one of our transform tools. So we'll go to edit. Actually, it's right above it. We're going to go to our puppet warp tool, which is another transform tool, advanced tool. Puppet warp. And this allows you to shape your pants. And the way you can do that is you can put pins in different parts. And then once you have the pins, you can move those parts. And I want this to be over her knee. So I'm just matching, and I'm going to put a pin in the waist here. And what it allows you to do is just manipulate the image, but it gives you handles to grab. So now after I've made the pin, I can grab it. So I'm just matching where her knees are. I just want to cover the original jeans, if that's possible. You can see I'm just eyeing it for the most part. Nothing too technical, nothing too fancy. And again, if I had scaled it better initially, then there'd be a little less warping as far as you can see that it's bowing out and in an awkward shape. And you can add more pins if you want more control. So I just added a pin right in the midsection, and I see the legs are bending a little bit, so I'm just going to add some more pins so I can control those areas. All right. It's looking interesting. It's not perfect here. All right. But now we have new genes. Okay. And I like what I'm seeing, so I'm going to hit check. All right. And then at this point, if I hide the body, we can see, okay, the genes are coming into play. All right, so what I'm going to do at this point is just leave the genes as a place marker. And eventually what I'm going to do is change the name of layer 1 to body. And then that will be the body that Character Animator recognizes. And then I will just hide the original body. All right, so let's go ahead and put a blouse on also. So I will open up that image of the blouse. Do the same thing, Control J, hide the background, go to my selection tool, select the blouse. All right. And now I will hit the mask tool, and I will grab my move tool, and now I'm just going to slide this layer or image into the Rhonda project and then slide it back down into the document window. All right, so you can see it's too big, so we'll Control T and just try to scale it down so that we have something that's a little closer to her clothes. All right, and then we're getting closer here. All right, and you can see that the arms don't match, so we'll have to change that. And we will hit check. And then what you're going to have to do on this particular one with Julie is you're going to have to separate the arms and turn those into their own separate parts. And then we put the arms, the sleeves of the blouse on the arms. But in this case, just to save time, I'm just going to erase the sleeves. And remember, because it's a mask and it's temporary, I can just erase the ink. And so what I'm going to do is use my mask. So wherever there's black on the mask, that makes the ink invisible. And wherever it's white, that's where you can actually see the ink. It's visible. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to select the mask. There's a few ways to do it, but I'm just going to use my mask tool. So select a mask. And then I'm going to grab my paintbrush. The Alt button. And just erase the sleeves. And actually, I'll put a little bit back over her arms and hit Alt to erase. Okay, so now her blouse covers. I'm also going to erase it where it's over her neck. All right. There we go. There's our mask kind of re-edited. Then hit OK. And now she has new clothes. All right. So what we want to do at this point, once you have it exactly the way you want, you can hide the original body and then merge these two together and call it body. So once you're finally done with the body, you can select both of those layers and you can actually you could convert it to a smart object and that should work, but I'm just going to merge the layers. So I've merged it and now it's just one, and I'm going to rename it and call it body. So now it will recognize our new layer as the body. So she has new clothes. And now to show you guys really quick how to change the complexion, I just go to head. There it is. Double click on that layer. I'm going to use color overlay. So select that and then actually click on it so you can see the controls. And right now it's making the color gray. We don't want that. So I'll click on the palette and we'll choose a new color. We'll choose a brown hue. Hit OK. And then again, if you have 100% opacity, it'll look like paint. We want to add some transparency. There you go. And you can change the complexion there. All right, hit OK. So if you want to see the before and after, you can see that your effect is on that layer. It says color overlay, and then you can hide it. So that's what she originally looks like, and that's what she looks like with a complexion change. And you can also do it for the arms. All right, so definitely have to put on shoes also, so you can add shoes to the body. But that is the process. Each part can be manipulated. The hair, you can also go online, find images of hair that you like and put that in as opposed to the default template. And anything else you want to change, you can change. All right, I hope that makes sense. Once you're done with your new version of the puppet, I want you to export it as a JPEG and then submit it. So you guys know how to do that. Go to File, Export, Save for Web. Go ahead and make the JPEG a little smaller. Well, actually, this is only 65K. That's fine. That's manageable. Even that's pretty large. So just so it fits in the posting on the discussion, change it to 500 so that your classmates don't have to wait for it to download, or it doesn't take a lot of space on screen and then they don't have to scroll. All right, we get the width right. That's a little smaller, a little more manageable. Then we'll hit save. And then you can put this inside your project folder. Hit save. And there you go. You'll have a JPEG version. And then save your PSD version. Just hit save. All right. And then you guys will have your own customized puppet. All right. For those that are bold or have the whole suite, you could put your puppet inside a character animator and see if it works if you have a webcam. All right, I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing your puppets.